So finally, you have an online job that pays well. You finally found your perfect client or employer who appreciates you as a person and values your efforts and contribution that you bring to the company. Congratulations, my friend. Very good. Remote work offers an incredible flexibility and freedom, but it also comes with its unique set of challenges. How does a person achieve a healthy and balanced work and personal lifestyle, considering that you are literally bringing work into the home? Now, in this video, I put together 5 simple and practical rules, tips that help me maintain a harmonious balance between my work from home career and my personal life so that you may also apply it to yourself if ever that you are struggling in maintaining a healthy work-life balance. Now, whether you're new to remote work or looking to improve your current routine, these tips will provide you with actionable strategies to enhance your productivity, well-being, and overall satisfaction working at home. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. The first one is embrace routine. One thing I always find as a common denominator with any kind of job, it's just the same thing as yesterday. Same thing. Same thing as last week, same thing as last month or last year. Sure, there are those days where you will need to do new stuffs like unprecedented corporate affairs, sudden emergency meetings, but for the most part of the day's work, it's just the same thing. Now, I used to be a freelance writer for over a decade. I was a virtual assistant for 3 years. I was an educator for 5 years. I've also worked as a paralegal, full-time, remote. And right now I'm working in the sales industry with a bit of legal support in the mix, and I must admit it is repetitive. So with this in mind, do not get too overwhelmed with workload and responsibilities at work. Try to enjoy it, learn to adapt, build a work and professional character, and get your priorities all together at work. In a few months, you'll acclimate to the job description. Whether you are aware of it or not, you will begin to develop a routine. Embrace that routine. Yes, I know routine is boring, but this is for the best because it becomes a second nature, and planning is pretty much out of the picture. You do not need to plan for tomorrow's job because you already know how to do it, which brings us to the next rule. Always plan ahead. Now, I know that you have seen several personalities here on YouTube talking about how important planning is for maximum productivity at work. There are those tools, apps, and recommended books that you need to read. Well, of course, those are great, okay? I myself have a handful of books here about personal growth, productivity, and career development related materials. Point is, planning is always essential for a healthy work-life balance. You can use tools that you already have actually. Pen and paper, your calendar app on your phone. Use those. And may I just say, please, you do not need a premium tool for this, okay? Keep it simple and straightforward. Planning doesn't really need to be that highly technical. Do not overcomplicate it. Just keep it simple and straightforward. You're planning to go to a trip next week, then just write it down on a piece of paper or in your calendar app. As much as possible, plan ahead of time. That also includes your financial responsibilities, and if you can automate your monthly billings, well, that is the best practice. That is better. And at least plan 2 days prior to a particular thing, and that way you have elbow room when there's need to make any changes at work, I'm saying. For example, attending a birthday, be sure to add that to your calendar. Set a reminder or alarm 2 days or 1 day prior to the event. This will obviously allow you to tweak your attendance at work just in case, right? It makes it easier for us to decide. You can calibrate your attendance or deadlines. You needed to complete a certain task, well, don't procrastinate. Just head on to it and complete it. You can't do this now because you need to be somewhere else tomorrow, well, file an absence of leave. That's it. It makes decision making easier. Now, when planning, bear in mind the word prioritization, which brings us to the third rule that I have. When I make plans, I always wanted to make sure that I do not prioritize work. When you make plans, do not prioritize your work. Always prioritize your family, yourself, your health, and well-being. Now, Okay, the last one might be the hardest. Sometimes, even if you feel a little bit under the weather, we still wanted to go to work because bills are piling up. So, yeah, we tend to compromise our health because we needed to be at work. Well, I think that calls for a separate video, but you get the point. Prioritize yourself, prioritize your health, prioritize your well being, prioritize your family. Remember the first rule: embrace work routine. Your work is generally fixed and repetitive, but your personal life is not, and family is the exact opposite of a fixed routine. Of course, there are routines like cooking breakfast, taking care of our kids, bringing them to school, and fetching them from school. But these are all fleeting. There will come a time where your kids won't be asking for you to take them to school. You don't need to cook for them because they can take care of themselves. You don't get to play with them anymore. You don't get to play with their favorite sports, basketball. No more bonding between you. I mean, there could be bonding, but it's much less frequent than what it used to be. Okay? If we prioritize our work and day jobs on our calendar, there will never be a time for ourselves and our family. Work will be all over the calendar spaces, leaving no room for what mattered the most to us, which is our family, ourselves, our health. That's why I really do not want to prioritize work, because I know work, if I start planning my calendar schedule, my monthly schedule, week schedule, or day schedule, if I put all the work there will be no time for me to bond with my kids, to spend time with my family. Now, I want you to pause the video now and try to reflect with those rules. 1, 2, 3. Do not forget rest. Understand the value of rest. This is the fourth one. If you are thinking semantics, well, you're absolutely correct. There are a lot of forms of rest. Listening to music, just being in the moment, alone, listening to your favorite songs, that is rest. A 15-minute power nap or a 30-minute break, doing or sorting your personal stuff, that is rest. See, think of rest as a break from work, like literally break from work. Do not think about work, do not think about it, do not entertain any work-related matters, well, unless if you are the head of state or working in the government, which, by the way, if you were a government employee before, you probably heard of the word exigency. Sure, that's fine. Yeah, we can argue that you do not deserve to rest because you're working for the people. You are in the government, but I would assume that for the most of us here, majority of us here, I would say, pretty much is a regular employee. So the point here is that do not overdo it. Do not overdo it with work. See, smart employees are not always hardworking employees. Okay, you see, there's a difference between working hard and working smart. Again, the purpose of this video is to maintain a healthy balance between work and our personal lives. Okay, this also goes with the old adage saying that in order to achieve a healthy work and personal life is that you always wanted to make a fixed boundary or set boundaries between the two. Work is work, personal life, that's personal life. You do not want to mix in both of the two worlds. Well, thing is, you can do that by simply taking a break. When we say taking a break, be serious about it. If it is your break time, then that is your break time. You have every right to, not to answer your not to entertain any work related matters because you're trying to take a pause, take a break. It defeats the purpose if you are on a break and then still you are chatting, snapchatting, or if you're using Slack, you're still talking about work stuff. That's not break. That is just still work, toned down a little bit, but still work. Know what I mean? People who really understand the dynamics between work and personal life, they really understand the value of rest, taking time off, taking breaks, and taking pause. And as soon as they are back to their workstation, they always get things done. They perform exceptionally well. They deliver. This is what it means to have a balanced and a healthy work-life regimen. And finally, attitude. It's the overall attitude. realistically speaking, it will not always be a smooth sailing cruise between work and personal life, for sure. There will be days when we will be out of our zone, for sure. Personal problems might affect our work performance and vice versa. Now, we do not need to look for empirical data to accept this, but there is somehow a direct or indirect relationship between work and our personal life, and we have all experienced this, or at least have observed this. Needless to say, to really achieve, improve, or fix our work and personal life, we must admit and acknowledge that no matter how hard we stick to our routines, plans, and life philosophies, we will always encounter challenges along the way where we are required to rely on our wits, judgment, and guts. Should I do this? But I already booked the place and I cannot just cancel it. It's a very important task. This is a make or break thing and I cannot just bail on this. When such things present itself, one trick that I always say to myself is that what is the long-term benefit of this? If I do this, what is the long-term benefit? If I don't do this, what is the repercussions or what are the consequences if I don't do this? I think of the long-term benefit. And it's an attitude, personality, and character that you've built all throughout your career. Now, to sum it all up, again, embrace routine. Stick to the routine, especially at work. Embrace it. I know it's boring, but embrace it. Because if you do have a routine, you do not need to concern yourself with planning for tomorrow's work because it's pretty much fixed. You already know what to do. So planning with respect to work, that's out of the equation. Planning is essential. That is for productivity and for work-life balance. Use simple tools like your pen and paper, your calendar app. You don't need to buy premium, but if you can, sure, why not? If you have financial responsibilities, debts to pay, automate them to manage work and personal life effectively. Third is prioritize personal life. Do not prioritize work. Always prioritize family. When you make plans, when you plot down your schedule, always prioritize the family. The work is just there. Understand the value of rest and breaks, taking pauses. Taking breaks is crucial for maintaining productivity and mental health. Always remember that. And the last one is try to have a positive attitude. Try to adapt. Have a good mindset towards work and personal life. Despite routines and plans, life will present challenges. Balancing work and personal life requires flexibility, judgment, and sometimes prioritizing long-term benefits over immediate tasks. Cool. There you have it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you found this video helpful and informative. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out my other videos about online work, working full-time at home, and about personal growth, tips and tricks. Your support means a lot, and I look forward to seeing you in my next videos. Cheers.